Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to the Cool Kids Lunch Table Podcast with PJ and Mike. Now find yourself a seat at their table.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Cool Kids Lunch Table Podcast with PJ and Mike. I'm PJ.
And I'm Mike.
And we're going to go today and do our yearly tradition of the Golden Lunchbox Awards and Brown Paper Bag Awards. In years past, we have had one episode dedicated to this award show. This year, we have grown, we've expanded to 2 episodes. So we are going to have a Golden Lunchbox Award episode, and next week will be the Brown Paper Bag Award episode. And for those of you who maybe haven't listened to our episodes in the past for the Golden Lunchbox, essentially this is our year-end recap. This is our awards ceremony. It's the Oscars meets the Razzies. The Golden Lunchboxes are the good things, and the Brown Paper Bags are the not so good things. And we just kind of go back and forth, and we talk about what deserves an award and why. That's pretty much what our Golden Lunchbox is, right? Did I explain it well?
Yeah, exactly, PJ. And I think this is anything. It could be pop culture stuff, not just movies. It could be music, sports, things in our personal life. So yeah, we'll give out some positive awards, and next week we'll give out our negative awards. So both will be
the
fun.
Negative awards are always slightly more fun.
Yes,
but
we have some good ones for our Golden Lunchbox. So PJ, you want to start it off? What do you have for your first?
Yeah, I have Golden Lunchbox. Well, let me pull up my list here. I'm going to start off with slow and build to the bigger ones.
Okay.
So the first one that I have written down here for my Golden Lunchbox Awards is Prime Rib Sundays at Ben's Kosher Deli.
Okay.
In Carl Place is the one that I frequent.
Right.
I don't know if you've been to Ben's Kosher Deli. Have you ever gone? It's basically like it's almost like a diner, but it's a Jewish establishment. All the food there is kosher and things like that. And it's near the bookstore across the street from like the mall. You know where the big Barnes and Noble is and everything. There's a Guitar Center in there where there used to be. I don't know if it's there anymore. There's this Ben's Kosher Deli, and we go there every so often because it's not too far from us. It's right through the park, and comic book shop is right by the park, so it's like a 5-minute drive. So we went there on a Sunday after work one day, and saw the specials for the day was a prime rib, and I was like, well, I like a prime rib. It's one of my favorite things to get at a restaurant, and I'm like, let me try it out. Let me try out their prime rib Sundays. It was like $55, so I'm like, it's a little pricey, but I'm gonna try it out. The food there is generally good. I got a piece of meat. This prime rib was the biggest prime rib I had in my life. It was gigantic,
right?
And it was like tender, and the fat was rendered to like melt in your mouth. It was I'm like, this is really, really one of the best prime ribs I ever had. You get 2 sides with it, and I have gone back again on other Sundays and got it again. Really just was such a good dinner for a decent price. I mean, a little pricey, but steak always is, so it was a decent price. You get to go to the bookstore when you're done eating because it's right next door to Barnes and Noble.
Right, yeah.
Which is you get to do something after you eat. So yeah, I'm starting off and building to the big ones. But if you're in the area of Carl Place on a Sunday and you're just in the mood for a giant steak, a giant piece of meat, Golden Lunchbox Award to Ben's Kosher Deli for serving up the right size portions.
Wow. Okay, something you want to put in your lunchbox. Okay, I dig that. Nice. Okay, cool. I'll have to check it out. Cool. Some local shout outs. I love it. But for me, PJ, I think my first award might be a little controversial. Some people might think I'm being sarcastic, but I'm being legit. So my first award goes to Ariana Grande and Cynthia Areno for their press tour for Wicked 2. And I'm going to say, this is why. Here's the thing.
No.
Now, I know the first film, went viral. Just the wacky interviews and the press release and all. They were just totally odd, right?
It was so weird.
Right. Then you and I said, okay, they're coming out with Wicked 2. Are they gonna like, maybe they went through like a PR practice, like, look, ladies, you can't be doing this weird stuff, right?
Right.
It came back weirder, right? Here we go. Here's the thing. When they do these interviews, right, whenever they talk about the movie, they start getting emotional. I mean, they're not making Schindler's List, okay? This is just The Wizard of Oz, right? But obviously something in their personal lives while they made it was like, they basically have like a trauma bond, right? But here's the thing.
Well, I mean, they look like something happened because it looks like neither one of them have eaten for the entire production of both of these movies.
Here's the thing. Ariana Grande kind of broke character. And I think, look, at the end of the day, they're entertainers and they're actors, okay? So I think a little bit this is a little like embellished because in one of the interviews, I don't know, they're talking about something and then Cynthia starts crying and then Ariana Grande is a helicopter, I guess, flying overhead. And she kind of goes, get away, get away, get away, helicopter. She's like singing it, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, this is an act. Some part of this is an act.
Oh, it
So
has to be.
it has to be. So
It
I'm
has
giving
to
an
be.
award because I'm like, this is like an Andy Kaufman type thing. I'm like, some of it might be real. Like they're definitely odd, right? But there's a little part of it that is embellished, and there is a part of an act. And she broke it right there when she was shooing a helicopter away. I don't think this helicopter was stalking them. It wasn't like Goodfellas or anything.
Right.
It happened to fly overhead, and she's like basically going like, get away. Like, and the way she says it's almost like she's she's being like sarcastic, like, get away, helicopter. She says it like that. And I'm like, that's it. This is an act. Part of this is an act. So I don't know if it helped the movie out.
I'm sure that it's part of it is an act. I don't think that movie needed any help. It was going to make $1 trillion anyway.
Yeah.
It always. But when she started being like famous, she was on, I think, that Nickelodeon show or whatever. I forget which one she was on, and she was like very normal and likable. Yeah. She was like likable on that show. She was the funny one on the show, and then she started singing, and you're like, this girl can actually sing. And she was always on like Jimmy Fallon doing impressions and all this other stuff. And you realize how talented she was. Like she could sing all these like Celine Dion songs and all these other like artists that are really hard to cover.
Yeah.
And she seemed to be able to do it with ease.
Yes.
Like with
no question about
right.
that.
And everyone seemed to like her. Why did she all of a sudden make this weird left, even if it is an act, to be so strange? I don't understand. Like, I don't understand who the act is for. You know what I mean? Like that's but who are you putting this facade on for? Who are we? She was already well liked.
I know.
By like everybody.
Yeah.
And then you start acting weird, and she looks like an alien sometimes now. Like she doesn't eat, so her head looks gigantic. She looks like an alien. But what happened? Like I don't know if it's an act, but for who? Because you have to be putting a performance on for somebody. You don't just put on a performance.
Like I said, I'm not saying this whole weird thing is a complete act. I think a sliver of it is a sliver of it. You know, like so. I think 80% of it is legit. Like I think, like I said, she had relationship issues, or she had people horrible. Like she had that bombing. Remember that she had a concert? There was a bomb.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
I think she had some kind of trauma, which is legit. But like I said, that sliver of that interview, I was like, oh my gosh, I see you. I see you. I see it, man. I see it.
Oh man.
So that's my first Golden Award.
All right.
What about you, P? What do you got next?
My next one is a golden lunchbox for Punch the Monkey. Are you familiar with Punch the Monkey?
No.
You haven't heard about Punch the Monkey?
No.
He's bringing the world together. He's creating world peace, Punch the Monkey.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. We need that. Okay.
Yes. So there's this little monkey. I think he's in Japan. I think that's where this is. I could be wrong.
I know who he is. Yes.
And he was like abandoned by his mother. And I guess. And so he wasn't being cared for. He was just like this very sad, lonely monkey. So the zookeepers, I think I read it was in Japan. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe he's just a Japanese monkey, something like that.
Right.
And so he gets like this stuffed animal of an orangutan or whatever it is.
Yes.
And the only friend he has in the world is this stuffed monkey. And he just brings it with him everywhere. He's always alone and sad. And then he gets introduced to like another group of monkeys in the zoo, and they like adopt him. And then they start grooming him, and he starts to like make friends with other monkeys. And then he's slowly he's becoming not alone anymore, and he's opening up, and he's more like a regular monkey. But he still keeps his little stuffed animal friend as like his first friend. And then I saw recently it looks like he might have gotten a girlfriend monkey, and he got like a little girlfriend monkey now. And like he started out as this abandoned, nobody wanted him monkey that the entire world felt bad for, and then slowly through just I don't know, luck. I don't know, because I don't think he tried to integrate with these other monkeys, but these other monkeys just found him and felt bad for him, and then the world came together and was like, well, this is how everyone should act. We should all be like these other monkeys that accept the poor little sad monkey. The Punch the Monkey bringing about world peace in a way that no one would have expected. And I think he deserves an award for capturing the hearts of the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it, man. Absolutely, he definitely deserves it. And that monkey, knew. I mean, he can make it. He could be a billionaire. You know, like Disney or Universal gets a. That's a story. They're already making a movie out of it. You know, someone's already writing a children's book about it. It's already happening.
And he's unfortunately just a monkey, so he can't capitalize on that and make any money because he's just a monkey. But you know what? I don't think Punch would want the money for it. I think Punch would just be happy, that his story could help other people, because Punch has a good heart, that monkey.
Yes, yeah. His story can inspire other monkeys. Yeah,
that's right.
Good pick, man. Fantastic. It's so funny, man. I'll just kind of piggy off back yours. I actually gave an award just to pets and animals in general, like just how special they are. Like
Mm,
having a pet, just animals out in the wild, just seeing a bird, watching a squirrel run up a tree. It's like truly, it's a really great way to practice mindfulness or just finding peace. Like I understand
mhm.
why people bird watch now. There's like a solitude in it, meditative. So I mean, like I said, I'm just
I
giving.
like squirrels quite a bit. I think those like people seem to not like squirrels and chipmunks and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, they're just rodents or whatever." I'm like, "No, squirrels are peaceful, man. You see squirrels just hanging out,
Yeah.
just like minding their own business.
Hmm.
They're just doing their thing, just
Yeah.
bringing peace to the world." I love squirrels. Squirrels and chipmunks. I always want to feed them. And like,
Yes.
some peanuts around so you can feed them
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
We used to have a baby squirrel in like a tree behind our house, and I don't know if you ever heard like baby squirrels and shit cry and scream like when they need like their mother. Oh, it's obnoxious.
Oh, wow.
And you would just see you'd like who's screaming in the backyard, and it was just like this baby squirrel, just like
Oh, wow.
I guess it was hungry or whatever, and it was
Yeah.
time to be fed. But this thing was wailing, and they're small. Little squirrels are like big squirrels are small, so baby squirrels are like that. They're nothing, but motherfucker, those things are loud.
We're talking about music for a second. Just some really good music things. So I think I'll probably buy it because they're one of my favorite bands of all time. But without a doubt, Nine Inch Nails, one of the best concerts I've ever seen. That tour was incredible. The Peel It Back tour. I mean, I think I was telling my wife the other day. I think Nine Inch Nails, currently right now, Nine Inch Nails,
Hmm.
Taylor Swift. They're like they set the tone. They set the bar for like concert experience in terms of like lighting and special effects. I mean, they're just so innovative.
Yep.
I mean, both. I mean, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross just, I don't even know how to explain it. Just amazing light show. And just had this screen that kind of goes in front of the stage and the way they project things. It's unbelievable. And I haven't
Did they do anything Tron like in the concert or
yeah,
no?
yeah. They have
Yeah.
like they have like a mini stage right in like the center,
Okay.
of the arena. And that's where they have like flash. It's kind of like their own like DJ booth
Yeah.
for the members, but it's all like the whole place turns red and
Okay.
they the song from they play the single from the movie. So
Yeah,
yeah,
they had a hell of a year because they did the soundtrack for Tron. The ride is great. They did the ride over and it's all red with their music and stuff was really really cool. And the concerts, everyone who's gone to this most recent concert they done has said nothing but positive things about it. Yeah,
yeah,
they have like a resurgence a little bit this year.
yeah. And he spent a lot of past couple of years just doing soundtracks for films,
Yeah.
Fincher, all that kind of stuff.
Didn't they work on another Disney one? I think they did Soul, didn't
Yeah, they did
wasn't he part
Soul.
of
Yeah,
Soul?
yeah. They did half the soundtrack was in, the other half was like a jazz piece.
Yeah.
Someone else did, different composer. But yeah, and there was a big scare that one of the concerts says, "I don't know how long we're going to do this for." But then the whole internet panicked, so like, "Oh my god, he's retiring!" And then he had to make a statement at a concert, be like, "I think my words got misinterpreted. I just meant this year." He takes a lot of passion about touring. It's like, "Oh, it
Right.
still matters. I'm not just doing a Dre's Hits tour."
Right.
But I did so that gets the golden lunchbox. Uh, music that gets a golden lunchbox is a channel on YouTube. It's called Drumeo, and I really recommend it. So even for people who like I play guitar, you know how to play little drums, or brother plays drums, but they have a segment where it says like drummer has never heard Metallica for the first time, which is unbelievable. Which is that yeah, some of these are professional drummers. They could play anything.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a and anyway, what they do is they have an artist, they listen to his song for the first time, and then they write drum parts to it. So they hear the song without any drums in it, and they go, okay, now write drums to it. So they've done like some artists have never heard a Metallica song. They just did one. This woman never heard of it. I've never heard this particular Pink Floyd song. And
Hmm.
it's amazing, and it's really cool to see how they interpret it. And like I said, you don't have to be a drummer to even appreciate it. If you like play any instrument or just love music, it's just pretty cool how drums are really like like the groove of a song. There was one song they did "Du Hast" by Rammstein, and they had another female drummer. She never heard the song, which is unbelievable. This girl's like in her 20s. Anyway, but it's funny how like when she at the end they actually hear the real
The
version.
real one. Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, it's, whether it's more simple or less come like, wow, I just totally missed the groove on that. But it's pretty cool. It's really interesting.
So
And
what do they just like strip the drums from the
yeah,
track?
they take the
Okay.
sound from it. Yes. They had like Chad Smith from
Hmm.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. He did a
Right.
30 Seconds to Mars song. And I mean, it's really cool. It's fantastic. So how they do that. That's a great channel. This is a music interview. So this is people from our age will really appreciate this. It's the bass player from Green Day, Mike Dirnt. He got interviewed. It's about like an hour long from Scott Bass Lessons. That's the name of the YouTube channel. Underrated bass player because a lot of times people think punk bass players. It's just very simple, but She has a lot of hell of a lot of groove. I love his tone and a great interview. He kind of sounds like I was talking to my brother about it. He kind of sounds like us, PJ. Like we have a podcast, but he talks about when they first started the band, I had one guy who can't fully commit. There was a really like a
Okay.
4-piece, where they were
Right.
playing like jamming, you gotta find chemistry, it just sounded like how people put a band
Right.
together or a movie together. It was just so
Right.
relatable for the creative people. And then my last one is it's really whoever works at the Howard Stern show who does the the mixing
Oh yeah.
performances, on his show. I mean, they're just fantastic. They always sound good. They're incredibly mixed on there.
I haven't listened to Stern regularly, excuse me, in years. It used to be Scott the Engineer. I don't know if Scott the
Oh,
Engineer still does it.
oh, okay.
I don't know if it's still him. Um, but he used to be their audio engineer for a long time. But that was back when it was just like shock jock radio, and he didn't have all
Yeah,
these
yeah,
performances. I don't know if they had to change out and
yeah,
get
yeah,
like a high end
yeah,
audio guy for it. I don't know. But back in the day, Scott the Engineer was their audio guy. I don't know if he still is.
yeah. And that guy, and also I'm actually going to talk about a little about this place and the Brown Paper Bag Awards, but the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oof, that
Supposedly,
could be a brown paper bag for sure.
yeah, I'm not giving them an award for that, but supposedly they might give an award to Howard Stern because of those live performances on his show, and supposedly he's kind of the one who inspired the idea of MTV Unplugged. So because you used to have like if you think about back in the day with Dave Grohl when he did Everlong,
Yeah,
that one that I guess went viral back in the '90s.
yeah,
That was that's how it started. I mean Nirvana at that point already happened, but prior to that, you had people just play acoustically on there instead of
right.
you had a bigger stuff studios. Anyway, pretty
Well,
just
there's an argument that he deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because he is someone that has had a big influence on rock music. I mean,
absolutely.
again, I haven't listened in years, but I know when I used to listen, it wasn't the way it was already changing to his
Yeah.
new sort of less shock, less, less sort of gross out humor. He had changed all that already. But
Yep.
back in the day, I mean, the opening to his show was Rob Zombie. He was on K Rock with
Yep.
all the other rock music, and he had rock musicians on, and they used to have to play music. Don't forget this, before this was on satellite radio and Stern was on terrestrial radio, they had to play music
Yeah.
because it was a radio station still, and it was always rock music, and he was always playing heavier rock stuff. So I mean, he deserves a place in there for what he's did to when that when that genre of music was less popular and things were shifting more to a pop sort of R&B and all that stuff, and
Yep.
you'd hear less and less rock. Howard Stern was still playing rock music, so
Yeah.
I think he deserves a place in the Hall of Fame just for that.
Yep. 100%. Yep. What do you got next, Mr. PJ?
Well, I'm gonna do a music one just since you were talking about music. I was gonna save this one for the end as one of my bigger ones, but since you've just spoken about music, I'd like to give two Golden Lunchbox awards
Oh.
to Miss Taylor Swift. She gets two. The first one is more of a congratulatory award for her engagement to Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. Because she deserves happiness in her life, that Taylor Swift, and it seems like she's found some, so good for her. So that's more of an engagement gift more than an award, I guess. And I'm sure she's looking forward to receiving her Golden Lunchbox award in the mail. I'm sure. And then the second one is for her album. Actually, she's getting three. Also, will be getting three Golden Lunchbox awards.
My
Her
God.
second one will be for the new album, the Taylor Swift Life of a Showgirl.
Right.
Fantastic album. Opalite will be stuck in your head for days. It's just you're gonna hear it and you're never gonna get it out of your head.
Later affiliate better.
Yep, that's another good one. Stuck in your head for days. Really like that song about Travis Kelce's dick that she wrote. We all needed to hear her talk about that. I'm glad she wrote that song for us. And now we know. Now we know.
Right.
And then also for and this one's actually more serious because it actually was a very good documentary. The Eras Tour documentary that she put on Disney
Oh,
Plus.
yes.
I don't know if you got a chance to watch
Yeah,
that,
no,
but really, when you just see the innovative stuff that she had to do to make that tour what it was, is really unbelievable. Like she built almost like I've never seen anything like it. I know there's always like below the stage sort of stuff to get people to move around.
Yeah.
This thing was like the size of a city to pull off all the shit that she had to do.
Right.
They had to put like almost like I don't know how to explain it. Like she was on like a track getting like shot all around on like this little like train, almost like a train underneath the station to get her to where she has to pop out. The costume changes and stuff that they had to be able to figure out so that I mean, really the science behind that. I don't think anyone else will ever be able to do something that matches that. It's really
yeah.
that was a crazy. And to do that on the scale that she did it around the entire world with it was really I don't know how you could pull that off. Like I don't think obviously her being a bazillionaire helps because you need a lot of money for that to
Of
be able to
course.
make this work, and knowing they're going to get that money from the tour. I don't know if another artist could pull something like that off. I really don't think they
No.
could.
Yeah, not in our lifetime. No way. No way. Like, it's a different stratosphere, man, you know?
Yeah, it's really crazy to see, like, and when like I said, I watched that documentary and I'm like, wow, this is wild that she had to figure out all this, like, and everything is timed down to like the second, because like you were talking about before about the light shows and all the special effects, that stuff is running, like that's just
Yeah.
happening, and
Mhm.
you got to hit the marks at the right time so it makes sense,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and to be able to at such a big scale for what she was doing, it was really something to watch that documentary. I definitely recommend watching, even if you're not a fan of the music, just to see how she
Yeah.
pulled that off. It's really an incredible thing. Yeah. So
Mhm.
she gets 3. Taylor gets 3 Golden Lunchbox Awards because
Wow.
she deserves 3 Golden Lunchbox Awards.
Wow.
You know, Beyonce may have the most amount of Grammys of all
Grammys.
time, but Taylor's gonna have the most. By the time I'm done, we'll make sure that Taylor is the winningest when it comes to Golden Lunchbox Awards. She will never get a brown paper bag. Not my Taylor.
Right, right, right. Actually, I have to add on, I forgot to talk about for my music one, but a shout out just for the local, especially people who play guitar or bass. There's an amazing guitar workshop in Smithtown, New York. It's called Calico Guitar Works. Amazing guitar luthier. I mean, if you need a setup, getting new pickups or anything like that, his name's Eric. That's the owner. I mean, this guy is on a different level, folks. I use him plenty of times. Some of my guitars now, which is hard to believe, PJ, are like 30 years old, you know? So my acoustic guitar kind of just all of a sudden getting false notes just means like when I played, none of the notes were coming out. It's all, I'm like, oh my God, like, is this thing done? Like, it's finally
Right.
wood warped, things made out of wood, wood shit,
Right.
So I've been blessed my whole life. This thing has been faithful. So anyway, he like, basically restored it, humidified it, blah, 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 blah. But a
Hmm.
master at his craft. And it's really amazing how some people are just so good at what they do and like fairly priced. Everything comes back at a good time, organized. But yeah, Calico guitar. So if you're
All right.
does bass, any kind of bass, any stringed instruments, he does a lot of stuff and a master at what he does. So, but moving right along, PJ, maybe we'll segue into. I have some movies I want to give some awards to.
Ah, okay. I have a movie one coming up too, so that'll work out good.
So I think it was pretty cool that I didn't get to watch all the movies this year that were for Best Picture. Like I haven't seen Sinners yet. I haven't seen Weapons yet. But it was cool
Right.
to really have like I feel like a true race this year. But I'm giving. I talked about I reviewed it earlier last year of One Battle After Another. I think it just a cool movie. I don't want to say, and I'm going to repeat my whole review, but people getting caught up with the politics of it. I mean, it's really not. That's not the whole movie. That movie is just like I think that movie came out in the '90s. It still would have worked.
Right.
Just off the wall. It's really something. It's one of those stories when you watch it, you're like, where did these people come up with this idea? It's just so interesting and it's funny too. It's really a comedy. Is there intense moments? Sure, but like I said, a lot of fun. That movie, One Battle After Another.
Like the Oscars this year, the movies that were nominated weren't quite so. What's the word I'm looking for? A lot of them, like, no one's ever going to see these movies. These are made just to win awards. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel
Yes.
like this year was a little different where there were movies that people actually went to
Yeah,
see
people
and
actually
not
saw.
just,
Yeah, Sinners
yeah,
was a box office hit. Weapons
yeah,
made a lot of money for what it was.
yeah.
So absolutely. I'm not sure. Was
'Cause
Frankenstein nominated for Best Picture?
I think it was nominated for a couple of things. I don't know if
Yeah,
Best Picture, one of them
that
might
was
have
a
been.
good movie too. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, but it definitely got nominated for a few different awards. But like I said, this year was like movies people actually saw instead of like,
F1. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
F1 was.
Yeah, I think Frankenstein was, F1 was in there, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another.
Yeah, those are all pretty big
Marty
box
Supreme.
office. Yeah,
Yeah, Marty
yeah,
Supreme's
Marty
another
Supreme
one
was
that
a big
people
hit.
saw.
Yeah, those are all hit movies. Yeah, it was actually a good
Yeah,
year for movies. It was, you know?
yeah.
Oh,
And it wasn't like just those weird artsy movies that no one's ever gonna see, and you're like,
yeah.
"This is a foreign movie," and like, not that foreign movies can't be good, but when you start having foreign movies up for Picture of the Year and nobody's seen them, it's like, "Was this really the Picture of the Year?"
They have their
Yeah,
own
it made it.
category,
I know,
you know?
I know, and it's like, it's not that it couldn't be the best movie of the year just because it's a foreign movie, but I have a hard time believing those movies are the best movie of the year when nobody has gone to see them. How could it be? And I understand that it's not the same, but it is. But it is. It
Yeah.
is the same.
Mhm.
And I don't know. So I was happy with this year's lineup of movies that people actually saw
Yep,
and were box office hits because that should play into the category. So
absolutely. I give another one to K-pop Demon Hunters. Like I said, that movie was so funny. The music now has transcended. It's just as big as a Disney soundtrack, but the movie itself, hilarious.
yeah.
And another award, my last movie award, is actually Scary Movie, the trailer. which is a controversial pick. But I'm hoping, because look, I love those movies. They're so funny, and I'm really hoping that if this is, and I think it's gonna make a lot of money, that's gonna hopefully bring back some comedies. I mean, there are no comedies being made right now. I mean, if they are, they're straight to Netflix. They're bland. They're so bland, you know?
They're not funny, is really.
Exactly. They're not memorable. There's no I can't
Yeah,
think of a movie that's been quotable in terms of a comedy, you know? Like Happy Gilmore 2 came
yeah,
out. Forget it. He was just reciting shit from the first film.
yep,
I do think there's a Will Ferrell movie coming out. I think it's going straight to Netflix or something. But he actually plays a golfer, and the storyline is like what we talked about in the review. That should have been the storyline to Happy Gilmore too. Basically, he's like kind of down and out. He kind of comes
right.
to make a comeback. Anyway, I'm hoping with Scary Movie. I love the Wayne brothers. You know, we love In Living Color. I
Oh,
love
and Living Color was so great.
I love the first two Scary Mo they're all fun, but the first two were so, so funny. The third one's good too. But I'm really hoping that movie is a huge box office hit, and it just kinda
And
hope
they have a lot to spoof now too. Like there's a
yes,
lot they can really parody in this. It's been gone for so long.
exactly. So I'm really hoping, it creates another wave. Because look, at the end of the day, Hollywood wants to make money. So once they get a chance, something's big, they're gonna kind. Remember at one point, everything was a vampire movie. Everything was a zombie movie. Everything was
Yep,
a movie. Everything was a an artsy fartsy, political message kind of thing.
yep.
Now I think hopefully we're up to this cycle where we're bringing back comedies. So we desperately
Right.
need it. Mhm.
I have two movie related awards, so I'll just
Sure.
go through them now. The first one is the social media marketing of Solo Mio. I don't know if you're familiar with the movie Solo Mio. It's the what's his name? Kevin James, where he's Mr. Taylor, the art teacher.
Right.
The marketing is that they put out an actual Instagram account for a teacher called Mr. Taylor, and it's like this is Mr. Taylor or whatever is the
Oh,
Instagram handle,
mhm.
and it's Kevin James, but they don't tell you it's Kevin James. He doesn't tell you he's Kevin James. He just acts as though he is
Oh, I
an
see.
art teacher, and Kevin James actually does paint in these things. He does like landscaping and all that. And there was like this whole big online like debate, like, is this really Kevin James or is this just a guy that looks exactly like Kevin James and
Right.
sounds exactly like him? And you sit there and you're like, no, it has to be Kevin James. This is clearly 100%
Right.
Kevin James. And then the other half of the internet's like, no, but Kevin James isn't a painter or anything like that. It can't be him. And people were arguing whether or not it was him. Like, and so all of these people kept getting pushed like in the algorithm to this account and people started following him.
Mhm.
And eventually it was officially revealed that he was coming out with a movie where he plays an art teacher called Matt Taylor.
Yeah.
And this whole thing was all like a viral marketing campaign for the movie
Wow.
to get people interested in seeing the movie. And it worked because I saw the movie. I wound up watching it. And it was a halfway decent movie. It wasn't bad. And the plot is maybe we'll review it at some point, but just real quick. The plot is he's goes to Italy to get married. His wife leaves him at the altar, and he stays in Italy and basically goes on his honeymoon by himself and meets people and the whole thing. Well, maybe we'll do a review of the actual movie. It was a good movie. I enjoyed watching it, but more than enjoying the movie was enjoying the lead up with all of that marketing. First, finding out that Kevin James knows how to paint, that was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
wild in itself. I didn't know he could do that. And he was pretty good. They're like Bob Ross style paintings. It's not like he's painting
Mm.
the
Yeah,
Sistine Chapel or anything, but
yeah,
did a good
yeah,
job, better than I could
yeah,
do.
yeah, of course.
And just building that mystique around it where people you look at it, I'm telling you, you got to go back and find these videos on Instagram because it's very clearly him. It's
Mhm.
Kevin James. You look at him, you're like, this is Kevin James. And he was so good in these videos at not being Kevin James and presenting himself as Mr. Taylor that he convinced people that he just wasn't Kevin James. It was incredible. So that was really cool. I think that was some of the best marketing for a movie in years. I would be shocked if other people don't try and emulate that strategy of
Sure.
getting some sort of viral marketing where people don't even know. Incredibly innovative way of marketing a movie. So they deserve a lot of credit. That movie was done by I think it's called Angel Studios.
Okay.
So it's not like it was a Paramount or a big thing. It was a smaller company. Usually, I think they did that cart. I think they do a lot of religious movies. They did that animated Jesus movie
Oh,
like last year or 2 years
oh,
ago.
okay.
They did like an animated Jesus movie, I think, and it's Angel Studios. And then somehow they got involved with Kevin James, and and he's always an entertaining guy anyway. When in
Yeah, I
his
love
movies,
him.
he's funny, so I like him. So I was I was probably would have sat down and watched it at some point anyway.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
just watched it sooner because I was intrigued by the marketing. So that
Yeah,
was that. And then my other movie slash entertainment award is for DC Comics and DC Entertainment.
okay.
Now, I know you were not a huge fan of the Superman movie. That's fine. But there is no denying the cultural phenomenon that that movie became. Kindness is the Punk Rock became like a thing everyone heard of. It was, I think, the highest grossing superhero movie for last year, or up there as one of
Yeah.
them, which is not usually, whether you like the movie, you don't. Usually that spot is
Right.
held by Marvel.
Right.
And this year was held by DC. They put something out that captured the audience enough to make it popular. They put out another season of Peacemaker, which was generally well received. The majority of I think it started in December of 2024 and it spilled over, I think, into 2025, was the Creature Commandos cartoon on HBO Max. That got a lot of positive reviews, and they're doing a second season of that. They dropped trailers for the new Supergirl movie, which were generally well received. The trailer for the new Green Lantern TV show, which was not as well received, but it's still another project in the public eye.
Yeah.
All of these things usually are reserved for Marvel. We're so used to it being a Marvel Comics world, and it looks like it flipped a little bit now. And then even in the comic book side of things, they had their big DC KO event, which we're going to have another episode on because
Yeah.
of our contest. But that was a huge success in the world of comic books. The absolute DC universe with absolute Batman. I think they said somewhere around I think I read, I don't know if it was just Absolute Batman or all the Absolute comic books combined, sold over 8 million copies of comic books.
Jeez.
Since Which is like a crazy number to sell for a comic book.
Yeah, of course.
So it was like, I forget if it was 8 million comics or over $8 million they made from just the sale of these Absolute books, which is I mean, it's incredible. I mean, as someone who owns a comic book shop, we don't usually see numbers in that world for
Yeah.
comic books because there's only a small amount of people. But it got so much traction online, people learning about what Absolute Batman and Absolute Superman and Wonder Woman were, that it brought people who've never read comic books or haven't read comic books in decades into the store looking for this. So DC has really made a big splash.
Yeah.
Compared to what Marvel has done. And I think I think what wound up happening is Marvel got so big that people got tired of it, and DC sat in the background, waited, maybe they were just waiting for their moment, and they seized that opportunity. Like I said, I know you weren't necessarily a fan of all the projects they put out, but just in terms of success, I mean, that can't be argued this year, the success of it.
Yeah. No question. Yeah. Well deserved. Yeah.
Yeah.
DCKO, a lot of fun, awesome, clever, and yeah, you need balance. You need to have Marvel. Look, people are best when there's real legitimate competition. You know that, right?
Yep.
WWF, WCW, people are better when both are cooking.
Yep.
They force each other to do better. Please do better.
Right. Yeah.
My next awards are actually going to just 2 YouTube channels.
Okay.
Probably more like one's definitely more in the movie realm. It's called The Awards Contender. This gentleman, I forgot his last name. His name's Brian, but he's like a film historian basically, but he knows so much about the Oscars and like he has tons of episodes of like Oscar winners and the controversies, but his reviews are excellent, really well spoken, fantastic. And like I said, it's not just about the award shows all the time. I mean, it's like the majority of it, but his reviews. He'll do like a filmography about David Lynch or someone, and he's exquisite. I mean, so well spoken, and sometimes it's like, wow, like people's knowledge of certain things, it's just like on another level.
Right.
And I guess part of me is always is happy when like I like Holman's like one of the originals. Now his channel kind of blew up. Now he's doing press tours. He's doing this for a living now. So I saw him when he was just kind of just doing it for fun. I think he still does,
Right.
but now he's getting paid. So it's pretty cool to see that transition. And of course, unfortunately, this guy passed away. Was Adam the Woo? I mean,
Yeah.
that in our like wrap up video of 2025. But I love this guy. If people don't know Adam the Woo, he was a YouTuber. He was kind of like one of the pioneers of YouTube. If you never heard of him, he's influenced someone that you watch on YouTube. He was living
Oh
in
yeah.
Japan at one point. He was one of the first guys to really film abandoned places and put it on YouTube. And he has a close friend who has his own YouTube channel named Justin Scard, who's also great. He's kind of carrying the torch now of, I think all his followers now are kind of transitioning to Justin now more so. But Justin Scard, one of his videos, it's a story where he talks about how he met Adam. And that in itself could be a movie, how he became a YouTuber and how they were in bands. It's an incredible story. And that guy, Justin, he sells it. It was like emotional just listening to it. But the thing that Adam did was when he was saying like, oh yeah, when he was doing this whole YouTube thing, he goes, come on guys, like you guys gotta make a video too. We gotta be like a band and upload it together so we can create our own genre on YouTube. And
Right.
So a lot of people don't even know the other half of these guys. Now, other people do band life. I mean, they were explosion, but he's really one of the beginning guys to do it. Funny, sudden, unexpected death. I missed the guy. I feel like I knew the guy because at one point he was doing a daily vlog for like 4 or 6 years in a row. So when I would watch his video, I feel like, let me see how his day went.
Right.
My day kind of
Yeah.
flowed and my day was still, so it was kind of, therapeutic in that way. But yeah, definitely, guy left a huge legacy. And his family and friends had like a big like celebration of life for him in California. He actually became friends with, was it Thomas F. Wilson, the guy who played Biff in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
He became personal friends with him, and those videos are incredible. Thomas F. Wilson. He also posted a video, just doing tribute to, and which is, I mean, even he's so well spoken. He recites a poem at the end of the video. It's beautiful. But he spoke at that celebration too. Anyway, and the way he influenced me to make videos and conduct yourself on camera, all that kind of stuff. The little isms and your own sayings, and really just an innovator guy. I think years from now he'll probably get his own movie or documentary without a doubt.
Oh, he'll definitely get a documentary about him. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
there's probably one in the works right now. I'd be shocked if there wasn't.
Yep. What do you got next, PJ?
I have one left.
Okay.
I have one, and it is going to Team Constantini of the Italian women's curling team.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with the women's curling team from Italy, but curling captured the hearts and soul of the world,
Yeah.
right? Every 4 years, people realize they love curling. Excuse me. But this year, not only did the sport capture the heart of the Olympics, the Italian women's team captured a little bit more. They captured the lust of the world. This is a good-looking team. I don't know if you've seen them. The Italian women's team is.
I'll check them out now.
You should check them out. They are a good-looking bunch of women throwing stones down ice. That's what they are. And they're pretty good at this curling. I don't know if they won. They didn't win. The skip of the team. I think the skip is like the captain. I think that's how that goes. I don't know all the words, but I know that's Stefania Constantini is the skip, and she won, I think, duos gold medal or something like that. I don't know if the actual team won this year, but between Stefania Constantini and I think her name is Giulia Zardini Lasadelli, check out the women's Italian team for making the Olympics look good this year.
They want some Italian dessert right now. Okay.
I was watching, I'm like, wow. I mean, you
I love
couldn't
curling.
imagine. Yeah, I love curling. Curling's the best. It's the best sport ever. I love watching curling. I
Right.
swear I'm only watching it for the pure athleticism
Right.
and skill that all of these esteemed athletes have. They get for just being the best at curling.
Right. I love it. It's funny because I have 2 left, and one of them is actually about the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
For Team USA winning the gold medal for hockey, and
Yeah.
it was so special. And I think one of the reasons why it was so special for me, I think PJ, I think you would agree with this. It felt nice for our country to feel united, even if it was for for 24 hours, maybe less, maybe 20 hours.
Yeah.
But it felt really nice to have like patriotism, and everyone just was just happy about it. We beat, of course, Canada's been our our nemesis when it comes to hockey for decades. So it was a huge win. It was an epic win. I mean, the overtime and everyone's jumping up and down. And it was
Well,
a great.
depending on who you ask, they've been a nemesis lately for other reasons.
Oh, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I gave it to them. The Team USA, they deserve. The whole team deserves. Each one gets their own lunchbox. Lastly, this is just more personal life stuff. It's just jumbled into one thing. I became a parent this year. I have a son, so I'm giving it to my son. Like I say, he's not going to be one of those people like, oh man. It goes without saying, having a child changed your life. Yeah, no shit, But you feel so privileged and honored. I'm like, oh wow, I'm charged with this human being. For folks out there who look, I don't have. It's my first child. I can't give you tons of advice, but what I can tell you is the most important thing is having a good partner, and my wife is the best. I think that's a huge thing. I think it goes why PJ, you're such a good boy. Is you have great parents. I'm a good boy. We have great parents. And, I think it's really important that you're on the same page and you work together, and that will make having a baby or raising a baby a lot easier. Yes, things are going to be stressful, no question, but that's the key thing: is being kind to your partner and doing a lot of self-care. What I do want to share for everyone should do is express gratitude every day. Be thankful for people who you love and who you care about. If you saw the movie Dead Poet Society, Mr. Keating, Robert.
Love that movie.
Yep. He says, carpe diem, which means like seize the day. So
Seize the day.
live every day as your last. And I don't want to be morbid here, but like, tell people you love them. Be kind to people. Let things go. PJ knows we had a recent incident where I was really mad. I was very upset. I wanted to quit everything. I wanted to quit. I was just so upset. And no, you got to let things go. Some things are just, as I work with a lot of young folks, and they go, Mike, it's not that deep. And I was like, you know what? I don't have to harp on this or dwell on this. I can let it go, express gratitude, drop the attitude, get with the gratitude. And I also want to just, like I said, just along thanking my wife for a lot, your wife too, PJ, because we're very busy with our creative portion of our lives. We're writing,
Yes.
we're film folks, and it's taking a lot of time. And not only they've been supportive, they embraced it, they encourage us. So thank God for them. And PJ, 3 years doing this together. We've had a lot of success, folks. And
Yeah.
Because we're, you know, patting ourselves in the back. I know it's kind of, self-indulgent, but we've had. PJ has his own comic book store, and we started the podcast shortly after he started his own comic book store, and it's been thriving. The podcast, we had so many guests, we met so many cool people because of this opportunity.
We have met a ton of cool people, and we have more that we're going to be meeting soon.
Exactly.
So there's a lot lined up. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's been an incredible run. It just opened different opportunities for us, especially with our movie getting made. It's just been unbelievable, and I'm happy to do it with you, PJ. It's really unbelievable.
We have always said from way back in the day that we were just a few years too early,
Exactly.
Because we could have, we would have, if we would have come around when the YouTube age was booming, we would have been doing something.
Yeah.
But you know what? Sometimes you got to wait for the right moment. And It seems like, I don't know what episode number we're up to, because we're over 100, but
yeah.
Most podcasts don't last 100 episodes, and we're over 100. So that tells you something. And like you said, we've met so many cool people. So every year we deserve the golden lunchbox. Every year we will give ourselves a golden lunchbox.
And also
every single year.
And probably a brown paper bag too.
Right, probably.
But folks at home who've been with us through this journey, thanks for your support as well. And if you could spread our show to your friends if you enjoyed even this episode or another past episode that we've done. And we're very thankful for you guys for listening. So thanks again. You're always welcome at our lunch table. Anyway, same time, same table.
Have a good one.
Boys and girls, lunchtime is over. For more information, visit their website at coolkidslunchtable.podbean.com. Follow the boys on all social media platforms. Just search Cool Kids Lunch Table Podcast. Now get to class before you get detention.